so excited to share this recipe with you guys. It is something that we've kind of created and found out last week with me and my girls on how to create what I am calling the ugly sleep bombs. I call them ugly because there's nothing really pretty to them. I don't use any artificial dyes or anything. They're not glittery. They're just plain white sleep bombs, but my girls really seem to love them anyways, especially since they could help me do it since it's pretty simple. So I have found something that helps my children sleep all night is taking an Epsom salt bath every night. I'm not sure what exactly the magnesium does that helps them sleep, but it is such a pivotal moment in our life when we realized that we could give them an Epsom bath and they would stay in their beds all night. It's almost so certain that they will do it that we give it to them and they sleep all night, and we wake up the next morning and my husband and I look at each other, we're like, they literally sleep all night when we do this. So we've tried to make it fun and something that we make a very routine thing of. Like almost every time they take a bath, we use what is called, we call it Epsom. We love this brand. It's geared towards kids. It has lavender in that, which also helps. And I love it because I realized the Epsom salt that I had before had added fragrance in there. And as many of you may know, and some of you guys may not know, fragrance is a loophole term that can have many harmful ingredients that aren't regulated in it. So you want to find a fragrance-free Epsom salt. I love Epsoc. I love this kids brand. It smells like lavender. It works great. So we love this. Another thing that we add that is helpful for detoxing and helping get any kind of toxins out of their body that it can be in everyday life is a baking soda. And I love this brand right here. It's non-GMO. I didn't really even know there was a difference in baking sodas till more recently. So this is a really great brand, Red Mill. But this baking soda is great for detox. And then I use these organic arrowroot powder in place of cornstarch. I just like it. I also use this to make my dry shampoo, which I will go over later. I also add a tablespoon of some coconut oil, and you will find when they're in the bath, they feel so soft because of that. And just a little bit of some lavender oil, really, because this Epsom is scented with lavender oil. You don't need much of this, but it kind of helps solidify it. So this is really the basis of all that you're going to put in these bath bombs. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of the baking soda, and you're just going to add to a glass bowl. You don't want to add to like a plastic bowl or a aluminum bowl, because if you're adding essential oils, it could disturb that. So we're going to start with 1 cup of the baking soda. And depending on size, these could make 5 to 7. Okay, next I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of the Epsoc. And a 1/2 cup of the arrowroot powder, which you could use cornstarch. I got this from Thrive Market. If you guys don't use Thrive Market, it is awesome. It is like a Whole Foods Costco, an online store, and it ships right to your house. And you can get some really great, safer, cleaner, healthier versions of things that you like. Okay, so I'm going to use a fork to stir this up. Okay, and so I've got my coconut oil right here. I'm going to add the teaspoon. And if you want to add any colored dyes to this would be where you would do it to the liquid mixture. I just prefer them white because I don't feel like we need dyes in our detox bath bombs. But if you do, you could add this right here. And then you're just going to pour it over the mixture. It's not much liquid, okay? So you just kind of mix that in. And if you're using dyes, you might want to use gloves to protect your hands. All right, so you've got that kind of in there. And so this is where you're going to start creating the texture. It's a water bottle. You're going to spritz and move around till it starts to become sticky or forming a ball, like a Play-Doh kind of texture. Not too sticky, because as it sits, it's going to solidify. And you want to do it with a spray bottle because you really just want a little bit at a time. And so these aren't super fizzy when they dissolve. They almost have a really fun texture. They're soft and silky. If you wanted to make them fizzy, you could probably add some citric acid, maybe even a little bit of lemon, which is great for detox as well. You can see it's starting to crumble. Move it around. Starting to get some solidification. And you can make these for yourself as well, ladies, men. You can use a regular Epsoak, any kind of essential oils. When you're making them for kids, you really want to be careful about the essential oils. You want to make sure they're kid friendly. That's why we like lavender. And then we made them the other day with cupcake tins, so that we just put them in the tin, and we kept them in the cupcake tins by the bath. And then the girls just grabbed them and put them in the bath when they were done. So, okay, you can see they're starting to make form. It's really easy. Really easy, and I guarantee it. Like, it's night and day the way my kids sleep when they've had these in their bath. Night and day. No, and actually one time I went to put the Epsoak in Everly's bath, and she said, no, because I want to crawl in bed with you. I don't want that in my bath. So she knows that when she has a bath with this, she's going to sleep a lot better and stay in her bed. So she doesn't always like that. So. We are about done. You can see how it's taking form. Okay, so perfect. So what I do is, honestly, you don't need a ton at a time. Just form it into the form of a ball and set them aside to harden, because once the water dries, they will be pretty hard. They're a great gift as well for somebody that you know who may need some. And if you need to add more water as you go along, just add a little bit more. And the girls and I even use cookie cutters sometimes to get some fun shapes. Ooh, that one's kind of smudging. Just mold it as you want. That one got a little too wet, so we'll just add a little bit to it. That is the beauty of this. And see, they're nothing fancy to look at, but they are going to do the job. And like, if you wanted to do something fun, like we made a stocking and oh my gosh, I can't even remember the other one the other day. So you just kind of push it into the mold. You can wait till it hardens to push it out, or you can just very gently push it out while it's in here. If you wait for it to harden, it would be a little bit easier to remove, but you can just do it in the shape that you want. And again, if you are using dyes, you're going to want to have gloves on, or you will have very colorful hands. All right, we're going to let that set and harden. And remove anything around. And you should be done. And these, just drop them in the bath with the kiddos, let them play with them, let the fizz with them. It's very safe for them, nothing that's going to harm them. And hopefully that was helpful. And hopefully I want to hear reviews of how your kids like them and how well they sleep after using them. So let me know. I'd like to know. All right. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Thanks.